I hear
Yeah,
you.
so nice to join you.
Yeah, thank you for joining, man. I really appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Let me do something. I think I froze. 1 second. I froze for a second. Give me a second. Let me space this out. How was that? Okay, got more space.
Yeah, so how is everybody tonight then?
I'm doing good right now. It's 12:30 p.m. here. What time is it there?
It's 6:30 p.m. here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you stopped by. Like I said, usually my streams are at night, and the times are so hectic for each other because we live in different regions. And I just thought it was nice. I just felt like I wanted to try to get one today, and it was cool because now I'm able to meet you and a few other people that I don't really get to talk to.
Yeah.
So you got any worm farming tips for the crew?
Um, well, I well, what kind of questions have people got really? It's easier for me to think if I get some questions really.
Okay, I'll ask you one. Why should someone that never raised worms start a worm farm?
The only thing I can think of is just to give the worms a good balanced feeding really, not too much of one kind of material to eat really. Anything organic, to be honest.
So is it hard to get worms in the UK, or does
There are a few breeders here in the UK. The one I source my worms from is Yorkshire Worms. But there are several. There are some down in the Oxford area as well. But I've mainly got mine from up in Yorkshire. And I can get the red wigglers and the European night crawlers from Yorkshire Worms. Yeah, because the weather in the UK doesn't favour the African night crawlers, who favour warmer weather. So because it can get pretty cold here in the UK during winter, which means the worms do tend to slow down their production during winter.
Hey, good to have you, TC. I'm sorry. So, what is your currency in the UK? What do you use?
The pound sterling.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but we call it the pounds here, and instead of the cents, we call them pence or pennies.
Okay. So, do you know Marty? You and Marty? Do you know Marty Ware?
Yeah, from New South Wales, down in Australia, is it?
Yeah. I connect with him, and he's got some stuff going too with his worm farms as well. He's trying to. He has so many worms now. He's going to be like selling worms galore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we measure the weight of the worms in either pounds or kilograms, really. So I'm not sure how many worms exactly to the pound. But I've got roughly. At a guess, I roughly got 8 kilograms of worms at the moment, which is roughly 9 or 10 pounds in weight, really.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've only got basically small wormeries, really.
It's okay. Do you do experiments with your worms? Do you like feed them certain things too?
Well, yeah, I've tried experimenting recently with adding some citrus to it, like orange and lemon skins, to see because a lot of people say that it's bad for them, but I found that they go through it, but as long as you feed that acidic stuff in moderation to them, as with any other of the foods that you give to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so not too much of one thing really. As long as you give them a tiny amount of different stuff, we won't do them any major harm.
Mm-hmm. So what made you get into worm farming?
Well, gardening really. I like to tend my own garden and grow my own vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that compost was quite expensive to buy.
Okay.
And I'd heard that worm casts was good to add to your vegetable plot, so I decided to give it a go. Yeah. So how did you get into it then?
I don't know. It's weird. I was trying to find out ways to recycle garbage, and then the next thing you know, I started watching YouTube videos, and the first person I started watching was London's Worms and Garden, and he was showing me that worms eat cardboard and worms eat this and that. I'm like, that's pretty cool though if they can do that. And from that moment on, I started watching more YouTube videos on worm farming, and then now since I got into worms, I'm like I'm happy that I actually stepped out of my comfort zone and got involved with worms. I told a few of my YouTube friends that at first when I did my first video, I was embarrassed, to talk about worms, and I don't know why, because you didn't think a lot of people would know about it, but now a lot of people are thanking me and thanking YouTube as well, that we do our videos, because we help to encourage others to recycle their food scraps. You'll have the best fertilizer, like you said, and everything.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because when I first started about 18 months ago now, I was surprised at how quick they turn it into compost, really, and how good the compost is.
So, do your friends know you have worms?
Yes. They've started following me on YouTube now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so actually, one of my friends is actually thinking about setting up his own wormeries now.
I hear you.
Yeah, because he's a farmer, and he's got a dairy herd with cows, and he was thinking of setting up the wormery to go through all the cow manure.
Mm-hmm.
So he can spread that on his fields then.
So do you have a compost bin as well, other than worms?
No, it's just the worm
Okay.
bins I've got at the moment. I find that the worms deal with it much quicker than it would in a regular or an old-fashioned compost bin. So I tend to stick these days now to just using the worms to do the work for me.
That's right. So another question for you. Have you had any mites or anything in your worm farms?
Yeah. I find that the mites tend to be more visible during the warmer months of the year. I don't get any trouble during winter with the mites, but in summer I do find a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. And all your worm farms, are they outside, if I'm correct? Are they
no, they're in my shed, in my garden shed. Yeah, because how many? Is it 3 or 4 I got? Yeah, it's four wormeries I got at the moment, and they all fit into my garden shed. Yeah, because they keep out of the worst of the weather there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's well insulated during winter when it can go down to -3 or 4 Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps at a constant temperature in my shed, which is best for my worms, really.
So another question for you then. Okay, how do you harvest your castings?
With an old garden sieve over a box.
Set over a box, just shake and shimmy and put them over the box, and
Yeah, and then I just take it, whatever I've harvested, then I just take out to the vegetable plots.
mm-hmm. So what's your what do you usually grow in your garden then? Do you have like tomatoes and all types of stuff, or
Potatoes, carrots, got a couple of pear trees, apple trees, blackcurrants, and gooseberries.
gooseberries? You said.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
It's a little sort of round berry about that size. You get them green and sort of pink gooseberries.
Okay.
Yeah. Once they've started fruiting, I'll put a video up on YouTube of them during the summer sometime, because they're usually ready to harvest August time.
So are they sweet?
They're a bit tart.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're a bit tart. It's hard to describe unless you've had one before.
Okay, no, it's all good. I understand that.
Yeah.
So your weather, is it rainy a lot there, or is it sunny, or how does it work in Wales? I've never been there.
Yeah, it does rain quite a lot here, to be honest. Sort of October through to March, rains quite a bit. Mind you, in winter we can get some snow sometimes as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but it's quite nice during summer. It gets up to about 24, 25 Celsius during summer here.
Okay.
Down to maybe -5 Celsius during winter at worst. Well, in my part of the UK, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But up in Scotland, it gets a lot colder up in Scotland, though.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely cool to share that.
Yeah.
So, what would you encourage someone that's hesitant to start a worm farm? What advice would you give them to take that step? I mean, you said something about buying the worms, but how could you encourage me to become a worm farmer?
Well, the way I'd encourage someone is the worm cast is a very good commodity to have in your garden, and if you like growing plants, there's no better medium to grow your plants in than the worm cast. And if you're interested in trying to run a wormery, start small, see how that goes, and if you enjoy it, go bigger.
What if I mess up? What if I kill my worms? I've done that.
Well, that's the good thing with starting small, isn't it? I mean, if you start off big and kill all your worms, well, you've wasted your time and money, haven't you? But if you start small,
yeah,
you've not lost a lot, have you?
So, okay, say I buy 2,000 worms in the U.S. That's equivalent to 2 pounds.
Yeah.
Should I overfeed my worms right off the bat? Should I give them 600 pounds of food?
You always should start small with the feeding as well. See how much they can eat in a week, for example. And if there's any food left, you've obviously fed too much then.
That's
so
right.
Start small. Make sure there's no food left before feeding them the second time.
That's right. And what do you use for your worm bedding? What is your method?
Well, what I use is well, I've got some here beside me actually, shredded paper.
That's right.
Some shredded paper here.
Right.
I've been shredding some paper this afternoon, ready for the next feed I do.
Yeah. It's crazy because when you raise worms now, you look at everything to shred up. You know, everything's a potential food source for your worm bins.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah, but with the shredded paper, I'd never recommend some of these glossy junk mail. Make sure it's just plain old paper, really.
That's right. Do you feed your worms cereal boxes?
I don't use cereal boxes myself.
Okay.
Yeah, because the cereal boxes in the UK tend to be a bit glossy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I generally tear up old bank statements and old bills and whatever have you.
This is May's Homestead Chronicles.
What's going on, guys?
Good to have
how are
you. We're all worm farmers and we do like gardening stuff.
Yes.
We're just doing a live stream. I'm trying to connect with other worm farmers, and I'm glad you guys could join. You know,
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Let's try to do some Q&A, you know, to help people out, because it's our job is to encourage people to become worm farmers and go from there.
Yes, sir.
Adrian just had a video where he had worms under, was it like hog chicken bedding or like wood chips or something?
Yeah, so now that we're living out here on our homestead, we have some can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
We have about 30 chickens, and with that, we use bedding inside their roosting areas in the coop, and so every time at night when they go to roost, in the morning when you come in, there's a fresh line of poop underneath each roost.
Okay.
And so over time, we do a thing called deep litter bedding, and basically you leave that bedding for about a month, and you just kind of stir it up every once in a while, and it kind of creates some warmth because of the nitrogen and carbon ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And so every month we take all that bedding with all the manure, and we either throw it into a compost pile or we throw it in with the worms. And I've been throwing it in with the worms, and they absolutely love it. They're crazy with it.
You had a lot of worms, though. I'm like, you hit the jackpot on that video.
Oh man, I'm telling you that. I'm telling you, man. One of the things I'm learning is something that came to my mind today was, let the worms tell you what's good, what's working. So the worms are telling me that they're liking this setup. So I'm sticking with it for a little while.
So where do you live at now? I know you moved to a homestead.
Yeah, we're in Texas.
Okay.
Over here in Poolville.
Okay. Sweet, man. Yeah, because I know that you also stopped making videos for a while because your life got busy, and now you're getting back into it. So I appreciate seeing you back. You know what I mean?
Oh. Man, AJ you have been like a huge encourager, and you've been with me from the very beginning. So
I appreciate that, man.
I appreciate the encouragement and just pushing me to keep going. So that worm bin outside, man. Woo! I've never experienced anything like it. We started out with I think it was 500 worms or half a I don't remember. And it has just blown up exponentially.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna be doing well with all your worms. You're gonna be devouring all your food scraps and everything.
What's that?
I said with all your worms, you're gonna have a lot of food scraps devoured and everything. That's what I want. I want a lot of worms, but I don't have access to that.
Well, I tell you what, I think I mentioned it in one of y'all's live chats, AJ, was it's like if I had more money, I'd have more worms.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're a huge asset to your garden, and just in general, I mean, trying to live eco-friendly.
That's right. Owen, do you have any questions for me, or Adrian? You have a question for each other?
Yeah. So do you know with the chicken manure now? Do you leave it rest before the worms use it, or do you chuck it on the worm bin straight away?
That is a really good question. You said it was Owen?
Yeah, it's Owen.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good question. So my initial concern with putting chicken manure in the worm bin was that it would be too hot, right?
Yeah.
The nitrogen levels would be way too hot. It would burn the worms. I didn't know what was going to happen. So with the poop and the bedding, the pine shavings, it seems to be a good ratio because it's not even 50-50. It's like maybe 20 to 30%, like 30% to 100% carbon, right? So like 30% manure to 100% carbon. So there's a lot of carbon in there. I think that helps.
Yeah. Oh, that's something to think about.
But yeah, as far as you were asking how long, I mean, I take it straight from their bed within a month, and I put it straight into the worm bin.
Yeah. Oh, so you more or less use it straight away then?
Yes, sir. And then they kind of do the composting for me.
Oh, that's good to know because some of my friends have chickens, and I've been debating with myself if I should ask them for the manure.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
I might give that a try within the next few weeks then.
Yeah.
All right.
They say one of the biggest things to worry about is like the horse manure and the cow manure, because like with that sometimes it could have like dewormer or something in it. That could be a problem.
Yeah.
But that's awesome content, what your connection with the chicken litter, manure stuff.
Yeah. But I know with mine, they seem to love the horse manure. Mine, they go through that very fast. Actually, the horse manure, they seem to like that more than the cow manure, really.
Okay. Hey Owen, sorry, I hope I'm not interrupting you, but what kind of setup do you have?
Well, two of my wormeries sort of a continuous flow-through systems, and the third one is a worm tower.
So what are your thoughts on the worm tower? Do you like that? Do you like those?
The continuous flow-through system seems to work better for me, personally. But I don't know, even though the worm tower works well, but I prefer the continuous flow-through systems.
Adrian froze up on us. Oh, there he is.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, you froze up.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. Stuff happens. It's technology, man.
That's what it is.
Exactly. So yeah, you guys have any questions for me? I mean, like I says, I'm just like you, still learning stuff and getting feedback from each other and trying to encourage each other.
What tips do you have then, AJ?
I just have Rubbermaid totes. That's what I have. I drilled some holes in the totes and they're pretty deep, and that's what I use. I don't have a worm tower or any of that stuff. I use outside. I have a trash can that I could put worms in, and help compost food scraps that way. But I kind of want to get one of those big old, kind of like the horse trough things, a raised garden bed, and put them in there.
Yeah, because so that's what my flow through systems looks like. It looks like a horse trough, really. Built it out of an old gate. I used to have an old wooden gate.
Yeah, but a lot of people, with worm farming, you can use anything. Kitty litter pan or whatever. There's so much potential to start your worm farm,
Right.
But with gardening bar Chuck, do you know gardening with Bar Chuck? And you guys know him, right?
Yes.
he's got that black worm toad. I like that one, man. I kind of want to get one like that. It's like the color of it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. AJ, I have a question for you, or another question. If you finish your thought, I don't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead, Adrian.
Okay. What has your experience been with the two different setups, like outdoor, indoor? If let's say I was a brand new a beginner, and I said, "Hey, AJ, where have you seen the most? I don't want to even say profit, but the most success." And what I mean by success is the population, how quickly it populates, the healthiness of the worm. What is it that if I have both options? Some people don't have both options, right?
Yeah.
Some people only have the option of indoor.
Yeah.
But if we have the option, what has been your experience, AJ, and how would you what would you say about that? Like, honestly.
Okay. When I first started out, I had red wigglers, and I sold about 4 pounds to people, and they multiplied really well. Okay. The thing that I like about it being outside, it was in like a trash can, a 33-gallon trash can with holes in it, and I could put paper, some leaves, and everything in there. And the thing that I noticed, it's just like the worms would populate a lot more in the outside environment than they would in the inside. I don't know why that is. Maybe because of the leaves and stuff. But the thing that I noticed too, with the ones being outside, you're gonna have problems with slugs and mites, springtails, and but that's why I want to just have a worm bin outdoors all year round. But the weather gets so cold, it gets like 15 to 50 below sometimes in the winter. But if you can, I was kind of hesitant to mix my worms like red wigglers and European night crawlers. But if I could start over, I would just get red wigglers and European night crawlers.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, I like the combination. They won't breed with each other. You know, their species are not compatible. But the worm castings are different, and I'm thinking like one might eat deeper than the surface dwellers. Like red wigglers might be more on the top. The Europeans might burrow a little bit deeper, but your castings are mixed up, and I like that. Go ahead, Owen.
Yeah, they do seem to work well together, the Euros and the red wigglers, because I have a mix of both in my bins, and they work well together. Yeah, they do work well together, I think.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, AJ. Sorry.
I won't stay on long. I know we all got stuff we got to do, but I wish I could raise African night crawlers, but the weather's not good. But I know for me that the red wigglers and the European night crawlers, they don't really escape as much, I hear, compared to African night crawlers. I think my red wigglers had a mixture of blues and had problems with worms trying to escape before. And I think that was because they were the blue worms. And I think the problem was when the weather changes and the rain gets ready to come, they kind of more want to escape compared to red wigglers. So that's just my thoughts. But now they stay in the bin a lot more, and I don't have any problems with them trying to escape. Never had an exodus of worms.
Once your bins are established, they don't try and escape as much then, do they?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I used to be hesitant to open my bins sometimes, when you get ready to film a video and you're like, oh, because I've seen videos when there was an exodus of worms trying to escape and stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
But I hope I answered your question with the success in the worm farms. Like I said, as long as you're feeding them and getting them good bedding and stuff, they're good to go.
Yeah.
That's just what I have noticed with my worms.
Yeah, I was just curious, because I know you've been doing it. How many years have you been doing it now?
I think it's my 4th year with worms.
Yeah, you definitely have more time with it than I do, for sure. So that's why I was, just kind of curious what your thoughts were on that, because for me personally, I have seen just such a huge difference moving my worms outdoors. Now, will I do that long term? I may end up doing some more indoor games eventually, but right now it's the most practical thing for me in my, what's going on in my life.
I understand.
And oh, AJ, real quick,
Yeah.
have
Right.
you considered on your outdoor bins? Have you considered putting them in the ground about 18 inches deep, or having a bigger reservoir to where when it gets cold, they can like go to the middle to escape the coolness?
That's a good thought. I'm thinking about trying that because that would be the best option because they can burrow, come back during the change of season. So
Right.
maybe I might just try that. I'll try it first with a 5-gallon kitty litter bucket or something. And
Yeah.
then maybe try one of those Sapedia methods. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's definitely something to look into. There's a question, real quick, guys.
Yeah.
The question is, I do not have trouble with my blue worms. Do some of them move into the AC bin next to them? You know what I mean? For me, I have my bin stacked, and I don't think that my worms will go into another bin. You know what I mean? Because mine don't get out; it's real tight. So, what are your thoughts of worms escaping like that? Because I got the question up. If you can,
I'm not seeing the chat from right here, and when I hit on it, for some reason it pulled me out of the live. But you said it was like, so what's the setup they have? It's like a stacked system, or what is it?
I don't know what her system is though. LP, what's your system? But she's asking if the worms, like if you have like red wiggles on one side, you got disconnected, and Europeans on the other side. Hi Nona, good to have you here. Nana, I mean, it's good to have you here, Nana. But yeah, I don't know. I never had problems with my worms like migrating over to other bands because I don't have problems like it says. My lids are tight, so they can't get out. Someone just said her name's Nana Worms and Guard. She says I just rescued some Canadian night crawlers that had crawled up into my cement porch and during the rainstorm. She's gonna add Canadians to her worm tower. So she's adding free worms to her worm farm.
Nice.
Yeah. Let me know how that works out for you.
Owen mentioned, I kind of cut out there, so I missed some of what you were saying, but Owen mentioned earlier, once your bin gets established, you have to worry about those, those rebels, that want to get out, because it's kind of one of those things, you gotta make it where they want to stay,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you have the proper food and bedding, then they're not going to want to leave.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Once they know that they're going to get a feeding every week or every how often, they don't want to leave once they know that they've got a good place to stay, do they?
Right.
So if you guys if you have access, I'll do it right now. I'm going to put your links in the description so people can subscribe to your channel.
Oh, thanks, AJ.
Appreciate that, AJ.
Yeah, so give me a second, okay?
Sure. Owen, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Trying to find it. I'm here, but okay.
All right then. So I just have to put my headphones in now.
Make sure this is silent.
Yeah. So right then, I better be off now because I've got a shift on at my local rugby club in about half an hour now. So I'll catch up with you guys soon then.
Pleasure meeting you, sir.
Nice to meet you as well.
I need to go subscribe to your channel now so I can follow you and see what you're up to.
All right, here's the deal. I'm going to put May's Homestead Chronicles in here.
Yeah.
I'll put May's channel. All right, let me put you in there. the link to his channel right here. And then I gotta find Owens. Is it Owens Worms? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Owens Worm Farm.
So give me one more second, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here. Just bear with me for a second.
No problem.
Okay. There you go. Okay. All right, here's a link to Owen's channel. You get an echo. I'm going to fix something real quick. Let me go back out of YouTube. Make sure I spell your name right. O W. Okay. Yeah, like I says, here's a link to Owen's channel. These are both great YouTube friends. I'm glad that I'm able to meet them. Gordon Barchuckins here.
Yeah, so
Good having you, Gordon.
Hey, Rick.
So yeah,
so nice talking to you all. Anyway.
All right, Owen. Pleasure meeting you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. And it's nice talking to you as well.
Yeah, I'll see you around. I'll check your videos out for sure. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll keep checking yours as well.
All right, we'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
Okay, take care, boys.
Yep. Peace out.
See ya.
AJ, you out too, or you still staying around a little bit?
I'll chat for a few more minutes if you want to.
Sure.
I know Barchuckins at work. Everybody's at work. I'm kind of like on a slow process right now because I pour concrete, drive a mixer truck. I slow down because of the weather, but we're about to get busy. And I won't be making a lot of videos for a while.
Oh, I understand, man. Life happens.
Yeah. Gotta eat, right?
Yes. Hey, AJ, can I share something about the outdoor bin one more time?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me run to the restroom, okay?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yep.
I'm still here, but I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah, you're fine. No worries. I'm trying to get see the messages, but I can't see it while I'm in the chat for some reason. It might be because I have a phone.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second.
Yep. Oh, there we go. What's up, Gardening with Barchuckins? Rick, just to give you some context on what we were talking about, we were chatting about the difference between indoor and outdoor worm bins, and which one seems to be the most effective as far as like growing more worms and the healthiness of the worms. So he's gonna come back and we'll chat more about it.
All right, sorry to mess up your train of thought, but go ahead. Ask your question. I apologize.
No, so what I was going to tell you, AJ, we were talking about the outdoor bins and burying them in the ground.
Okay.
So last year I had my bin above the ground, right? It was about probably 18 inches tall, and I'd say 2 feet wide, 3 feet long, and we had a lot of mortality from the freeze on, especially on the top layer. So what I did this year was I buried my bin about 18 inches down, and I didn't notice any fatalities this year.
Oh, sweet, man.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, that was just an experiment I did to see if it would work. You know, putting them below the frost line.
Okay.
And it helped.
So why do you think it works? Is it like because it's like insulated better when it's buried and stuff?
Yeah, so my theory on it is that when it's above the ground, the wind can circle the bin and create more like the wind chill, you know?
Uh-huh.
When it's in the ground, they're protected from that wind chill.
Okay.
And I think also they're able to burrow down more, kind of like what you were talking about with the night crawlers, how they go down. I think red wigglers will do the same if they have to during the cooler weather.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm eager to put some night crawlers in there to see how they do because I got it in the ground now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious.
So did you bring your? I'm echoing. He dropped out. We'll see if he comes back. Yeah, I like the no rules composting with the red wigglers. Yeah. So I lost Patrick, but I won't stay on that much longer. Like it says, if you want to ask a couple more questions, feel free to ask. We'll chill for about maybe 5 to 10 more minutes and call it good. Okay, sweet LP, thank you for sharing. But I'll throw the link up one more time and see if anyone else wants to come in before we end this. I like that bar checking. Okay, bar checking. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm gonna get ready to end this in about 4 minutes because everyone's busy with their life, and my main thing is I just want to say definitely thanks to everyone that's been supporting my channel. Thank you for all the subscribers. It's a learning experience. If you have any questions, let me know. With me, when I say something, feel free to always test your own theory because there's a lot of things that people have said in the past that you can and can't do with a worm bin or worm farms, and they've proved that that's a myth. The main thing is to never overfeed your worms. Less is always best. If you're thinking of a good number to start out with, I would say 1 pound to 2 pounds of worms. That's 1,000 to 2,000 worms. I have affiliate links with certain worm farmers. If you're interested, click on the links. I earn a small commission, and everything that I receive, I always give back to the community. That's all good, Nana. I'm going to try to do a live at least once every 1 or 2 times a month. Things could change, but most of my lives will be at nighttime because of my work schedule when I become real busy. But trying to find out what's the best day to usually do lives. I'm thinking Wednesday for me. It's more of a less stressful day, but we'll look into that. I don't really have a garden. I just have like some raised garden beds, but I'm going to. We're tearing things down and rebuilding for now. So next year or this season, it says I'm going to invest into some metal raised garden beds because the wood products break down over time, and I think this would be a better investment. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I want to start planning now, but the weather, there's still snow and the ground's still frozen, so I can't really get down to business. But that's a good question. Thank you for asking. But yeah, I definitely want to say once again, thank you for. You're right. That's still a garden. So I'll show you my before and afters. But I'm gonna use a lot of my grow bags. I'm gonna grow my seeds into eggshells. I'm starting with eggshells and then plant the eggshells into the ground. So that's a great way to reuse, reduce, and recycle your eggshells. You can also plant your seeds in the plastic or cardboard egg carton containers. Never. Okay, the Wednesday sounds like the way to go. Thank you, I appreciate that. But the main thing is try to reduce your things in your household. Everything's built with plastic, but if you buy eggs from the grocery store, don't purchase the eggs that are in a styrofoam container. Use the cardboard texture instead, because you can always recycle that. I see you back. I'm just talking about recycling in general. Try not to use styrofoam. I got to connect with more local worm farmers to try to get me some farm fresh eggs. I'm trying to eliminate grocery stores and connecting with my community more. But thanks for coming back, Patrick. Do you have anything else you want to add to the stream or anything before we end it?
Oh man, I just want to say sorry. My phone overheated. I don't know why, but
That's fine.
overheated. Sorry about that.
No, it's all stuff happens. Take care of your personal stuff.
Yeah, I missed what you guys were saying, but I know you're coming to an end, and I just want to say thank you for having me on. It's been an honor.
Yeah, no, I feel the same with you because things come up, and I always try to have that relationship so people can pop and come on and come and go as they like. And
yeah,
I definitely appreciate you coming by today, man. This was great.
For sure.
I'm gonna try to. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a live at least once or twice a month. And a couple of people said Wednesdays would be the best day to do it. If people can't come, that's fine.
Worm Wednesday.
Yeah, like my Chuck is Worm Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I'm about to get busy in life, and you're busy with your farm and homesteading life. And
yeah, stay-at-home father.
So, great job building your projects. Congratulations on your handyman skills.
Thank you.
I like your thing in the back. It said, "That's all, folks." The Bugs Bunny thing, Looney Tunes. Yeah.
Yeah, the kids are watching some Looney Tunes here.
Yeah. No, but that's cool. But I'll go ahead and end it, Adrian. I just want to say once again, thank you tell your son I said hi.
I will.
But once again, thanks for stopping by, man. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be able to talk to you face to face as well.
Man, thank you. Hopefully we can do it again.
Yeah, help me become a better worm farmer, and I'll help you as well, boss.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, man.
You too, AJ. God bless.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I just wanted to take the time out to say thank you, everyone that came by today for today's live stream. We're all busy with our everyday lives. And it's an honor to be able to come and talk to you face to face and chat with you through the chat. If you have any tips and tricks to help others, feel free to always share them. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, because I will get back with you. My goal is to become better and to help and encourage someone each day to start a worm farm and recycle. So on that note, I just want to say thank you for taking time out to watch this live stream. You have a great day. Bye.